Yo, what is up guys? Gonna share today in this video we're gonna be talking about Kisame. We got a 4-star card and the ultimate card of him in the last Sam number 8. And ever since the Sam ended and we got the rewards, I've been using him ever since and he is amazing. I love using him. Even though he's not really that great in every part of the game, like probably he's not gonna be that great in the Sam. He's not gonna be really great as a BVB main character, but in the other aspects like the defense in BVB or even as a sub character in BVB, he is a really good at that. So in this video we're going to be talking about his jutsus, his ultimate jutsu, and we're going to come to the conclusion why he is good. And in my opinion, I would give him right now the A rank in the top tier or in the tier list. He's at least an A rank and could be even an S rank thanks to the water prison jutsu. So we're gonna start with the water prison jutsu because it's my favorite. It has been giving me a lot of wins so far. It's just an amazing jutsu. I'm loving it. Like we didn't have a good jutsu that has been released like this for a long time, and it's a free jutsu. So yeah, everyone got 4 copies of it in the last Sam. Even if you got only 1 copy, if you couldn't get all the rewards, you can still use your frogs on it to get it up to level 8. And I believe the CB cost is fixed. I can't remember if it was 100 at the beginning and then it went down to 70 with the higher levels. But what I'm sure is it used to be the cooldown used to be much higher than this. I think at 8 seconds, and as you level it up, it goes down to 3 seconds. It used to be actually at 2 seconds. But then I think the devs found that it wasn't balanced and they had to balance it. So it's now 3 seconds. So what he does is that he summons the shadow clone of himself and he uses the water prison on one single target, on one enemy. It is not great if you go against a lot of enemies, but if you go against one enemy at a time, in the BBB for example, it's very good. It's basically a guaranteed instant paralyzes effect on the enemy for 2 seconds. So again, it used to be 2 seconds. So if you, for example, like used it and the enemy just got out of it, then you use it again, the enemy will probably be in a loophole and like they will not find a way to get out of the water prison. So they had to like get it up to level 3 or the 3 cooldown seconds, 3 seconds cooldown, sorry. And yeah, it's now more balanced, but it's still broken in my opinion. So I've been using him as a sub character in my team, and he just makes everything easier for me. He just paralyzes the enemy for me, and I would just use my shurikens or whatever attack. Even regular attacks are still useful here. So yeah, the only thing that they are not actually mentioning here, I mean, they said inflicting water prison. That's all they said. They didn't say anything about damage, but in fact, the water prison does damage to the enemy. It does take 5% of their original HP, original full HP. So let's say, for example, the enemy had 10,000 maximum HP, and you used your water prison on that enemy. He loses 500, which is 5% of the 10,000 original HP. Let's say he went down to 8,000 HP and then you used your water prison. It still takes 5% of the original 10,000, which is still 500 damage to him. It works exactly like the burn effect from Sarutobi's fire style jutsu, or from the poison effects from, for example, Orochimaru or can't remember his name, but it works exactly like the poison or the burn effect. So for example, if the enemy had only 400 HP and he's gonna be dying, if of course if you use this if you use water prison, because he normally uses 500, like loses 500 HP, he's actually not gonna use all the 400. He's gonna lose only 399. He's gonna end up with only 1 HP. If you use the water prison again, he's not gonna get any damage, of course, since he has only 1 HP. So it works exactly like poison and burn effects. Alright, so this is the Water Prison Jutsu. I'm going to be talking about the other Jutsus now. So Exploding Water Shock Wave, it's actually a really good card. It actually made him very useful way back in the days when the game just started, because of the fact that it has a very huge range. People could get things from behind walls using it, and even though he didn't have an ultimate back then, there wasn't really a lot of or ultimates in the game. I think there was like 5 or 6 ultimates, so people were using him because of this Jitsu. So yeah, it doesn't do a lot of damage. Like the power at max level is not really that high. It's only 6,920, and he's a defense type, of course, so his attack is not really that huge. So it doesn't really post it that much. But of course, the range is really great. The knockback effect from his attack is very cool as well. And yeah, it's very useful when you go in PvP and there's a lot of enemies around you. He will just push them back or knock them back using this shockwave attack. So we're gonna test it right now to show you that it goes through walls. But yeah, let's talk about the last Jitsu here, which is the Shark Bomb. I mean, there is another Jitsu, a fourth Jitsu, but I don't have it. Actually, I used to have it, but then I sold it when I thought it was useless. Yeah, now I'm regretting it. But it's just that Jitsu where he uses his sword. It's not an actual Jitsu, it's just an attack using his sword. And I think it's just a close target. This one, however, the Shark Bomb is a long target. You can snipe things from far away using it. And I think it's the exact same power. So I would rather use this over the other one, not just because I don't have it, but I think it would be more useful here. And what I've seen it do actually until now in the PvP is that it sometimes is very useful when he snipes the installations from far away without having to go all the way up there to I mean, sometimes there's traps around the installations, so yeah, it's kind of very useful here. So yeah, we are just gonna go ahead and showcase these jutsus right now. The ultimate, or the talk about the ultimate, is gonna be at the end of the video or after we finish this part about the jutsus. So first of all, we're gonna be showcasing the water prison. So my Kisame has almost 27,000 HP. You're gonna see the effect of the 5% damage that he does on this Kisame. So as you can see, he will lose 1,350, and that's 5% of his HP. I'm gonna use now 1,350. As you can see, even though I lost more HP for that, it's still 5% of my original full HP. Now we're gonna go ahead and showcase the shockwave. So we will use the shockwave back then to get needles from behind walls, and it worked very well. As you can see, it does go through these walls. It doesn't go through the huge walls like you know, the thick walls in the first part. I'm gonna show it to you after this. Alright, so we're gonna showcase the shark bomb. Okay, it's actually hard to it's like every single long target attack, it's hard to just target with it. Okay, so there you go. You can snipe things from far away using it. So for example, if there's a lot of traps here, you can just snipe the installation, whatever the installation is, from far away. So yeah, let's go back and so basically these walls, the shockwave cannot go through them. It has the knockback effect, by the way. Alright, so as you can see, I used the water prison, and by the way, after you use the water prison, you can just move freely and even attack him using your regular attacks or whatever. Okay, so going against Kisame is just horrible. And the bots actually have this mentality that they can actually escape it. Like, don't go through it. They see that part and they know it's not good to go in there. So I'm gonna use it here. Okay, he went into it already. See, for example, he just went around it. So there you go. Alright, now let's talk about the ultimates. So we've gotten this ultimate from the SAM number 8. It was the last SAM. And 10,000 people got it. Of course, if you ranked higher, you would have gotten more copies. And as I ranked in the top 1,000, I got 4 copies of it. It got me all the way up to level 6. And yeah, so far it's only obtainable through the SAM. There's no way to get it out of the last SAM, like it's a SAM exclusive cards or ultimates. You cannot get it from platinum summons, you cannot get it from any kind of banners right now. Maybe later they will like release some kind of special banner for him, but for now it's only the 10,000 people that got him are the actually people that can use it. So yeah, there's a lot of things that we need to talk about here in this ultimate because it's really interesting, and we're gonna start with the range. So basically the range for the two ultimates we got from the two different SAMs so far, Temeri's ultimate and Kisame's ultimate, have a very huge range. I'm really grateful for this because when you think about it, it's a free ultimate. They would have like given us an ultimate with the small range that doesn't really kill or go through walls. So this range for both ultimates is really beautiful. I love it. I love the fact that actually the free ultimates have this kind of range. The second thing we're going to be talking about is the delay time or the cooldown time. So it's only 60 seconds. It's the regular or like, I mean, I don't know how regular looks like anymore because there's a lot of ultimates in the game that have higher or lower cooldown now, but most of the ultimates have the 60 seconds cooldown delay, and this one also has that 60 seconds delay. The CB cost is 250. I'm not sure if it was like that at level 1 or not. You guys tell me in the comment because I can really remember. But I mean, I can probably just go back to the live chat and live stream from the last week and check that because we already tested level 1 and level 6 on the live stream. You guys can go ahead and check that as well. It should be like 1 week ago. We did some bulls on Saratobi. We did his full kit showcase, and yeah, we showed some we showed some attacks for Kisame. Like we did some showcase for Kisame, and yeah, the delay is very normal, like 60 seconds. I think it goes down to 58 seconds on max abilities. And then we are going to be talking now about the power, and then that last effect that he has in his ultimate, which is that he restores CB. As for the power, it's a very disappointing power because at level 1 it starts with 3000 power, and Kisame is a defense type character. Defense type characters don't really have that much attack. Yeah, it's just the attack is the main thing that posts the ultimate attack or power, and he doesn't really have that much attack. And considering the fact that at level 1 or in general his power of his ultimate is really low, there's nothing really there to actually like increase or post, and even the boost from the attack is not going to be that huge. So we are going to see right now that level 6 ultimate can sometimes not even kill every single character in the game. Like I actually was very disappointed when I was testing the restoring CB thing, and I found out that he actually did not kill like Kisame, like the opponent as Kisame in my fortress. So we're gonna see it right now, and then we're gonna test the storage of the CP in his kit. Alright, so my Kisame here is at A rank, 100 over 150 solid power. His ultimate is level 6, and his abilities are maxed, of course. Then we're gonna go against another Kisame that has almost 27,000 HP. I'm gonna show you that level 6 sometimes doesn't even kill the enemy with one hit. So as you can see, it only did like 26,000 and 26,000.6, and it actually did not kill him with one hit. That was really disappointing, to be honest. Now let's talk about the CB storage effect in his ultimate. And by the way, it's not fixed like Bane's you know, that CB or chakra absorption jutsu is. It's not fixed like that jutsu. It's actually here depends on the damage you do to the enemy. So basically, if you don't hit any enemy or do any damage to any enemy in the field, you will not get any chakra points back. So first of all, we're gonna check how much chakra points we use every time we use the ultimate, because it's different when you max his abilities. It's not 250 anymore, it's actually way less than that. So we're gonna use the ultimate here, and 2,755 minus 2,563 is 192. Yeah, you can actually calculate that if you want, but it's 192 with max abilities. Every time you use his ultimate, you only use 192 chakra points. Now we're gonna use the ultimate against an enemy and see how much chakra points he gets back when he does some amount of damage. So we're gonna waste some chakra points first using his jutsus. Alright, so we have 2,505 here. When we use the ultimate, it's gonna be 192, and then the difference, or the more we get, is probably just gonna be the amount of damage that we did to the enemy over 100, or divided by 100. So let's go and kill that Itachi. Alright, so Itachi is gonna get 2,607.13. So basically, by dividing that by 100, we get 267 CB back. So the number you had, which was I think 2,505, minus the 192 plus the amount that we got all the way back to 2,580 is pretty much exactly the amount of damage that we did to Itachi here, over or divided by 100, which is 267. So now we are gonna check or use that on 3 enemies, and we're gonna see how much actually the differences or the amount of CB that we get back is. So we're gonna waste some CB again, because 3 enemies will give us much more than 1 character does. Alright, so 1,690. Keep that in your calculator, and then let's go ahead and kill these 3 frogs. Alright, we got up to 2,669. If you check you can go back to in the video and check all the damage that we did to the 3 enemies, and divide that by, like, add them all together, divide that by 100, and then of course don't forget to add the 192 to that number you got. You will see the difference that we have here. So yeah, this is how much the CB storage is. Alright, now that we talked about everything about Kisame, in my opinion, he is a really good character. Again, I would give him the rank A, or even like a low S. So he is very useful right now. The water prison is just amazing. I love it. I can't imagine playing PvP right now without it anymore. And the fact is, actually, I'm using now a new team. I'm using Kisame and Hanabi in the same team. So when I go against an enemy, Kisame uses his water prison, and then Hanabi uses her seal jutsu. And basically, I just have an enemy that is completely hopeless, cannot do anything except for regular attacks. And of course, I can destroy him using my shurikens or whatever. And even regular attacks can be useful, like 4 characters this like attacking him from everywhere using regular attacks, and he cannot even use his ultimate. It's just beautiful. That water prison is just very useful. And the thing is, you can use it every 3 seconds. So let's say, for example, the seal wore off, because I think it's like 4 seconds or 5 seconds, the seal jutsu for Hanabi. So he can actually seal or like paralyze them again using the water prison, so they will not, like, the enemy will not use his ultimate by then. So Kisame as a sub character, he's very useful. He is at least double S character right now as a sub character in PvP. In defense, he has been giving me a lot of kills, especially when an enemy that is not like used to going against him go against him and they just get destroyed using his ultimates, or when the enemies get separated in my base, like the bots go against them, they can do more damage than he does to them, and eventually he goes under the 40% HP mark and he uses ultimate, and that's just 100% kill of that bot that goes against him. So he is really great in defense and in attack as a sub character, but as a main he is really bad because he's very slow. He doesn't do a lot of damage, and the only good amount of damage he can do is using his ultimate. So if you rely on his ultimate, you're only gonna be able to use it like 3 times maximum because it's 60 seconds. I mean, you can use it 4 seconds if you were able to use your ultimate as soon as you start the game, because there's like with max abilities you can get it down to 58 seconds, I think, or 57 seconds, something like that. So you have like 3 times 4, 12 seconds to spare there. But then again, it's not possible all the time to use it in the first 10 seconds of the game. So it's a maximum of 3 times during the game, and you cannot like kill 4 enemies outside of the last part of the fortress, and then again inside the fortress with only 3 times, unless of course the enemy just put 2 characters in the same tile, and the other 2 are also in the same tile, and then of course the base. I mean, even when you go to the last part of the fortress, most of the time you have 4 characters that can save themselves from ultimates using Susanoo protection or chakra wall, or even Minato with his teleportations. So it's not easy to go into a PvP attack with only the ultimate that does or can be used only 3 times during the 180 seconds. So yeah, as a main character in PvP, he's very, very bad. If you you could, by the way, go back to my channel. So the last video, the video before this one, the one featuring the Akatsuki characters, it's the last battle of that video. I think the last 5 or 3 minutes. It's the last 3 minutes. I used Kisame to actually showcase him, and I failed. But it was a very good or a very funny attack, so you might as well just go and watch it. By the way, the end or the last part of this video is going to be like some attack missions that I've done using him as my main. Most of them are fails, but yeah, I just want to show you how he looks like as a main character in PvP. So yeah, in PvP he's very slow as a main character. He doesn't do a lot of damage, and you cannot rely on him. As for Sam, he only does 1 hit, of course, and right now 1 hit. I mean, his attack is release nature, and we just got release nature Sam, or the weak nature for the last Sam was released. So I'm guessing the next one is not gonna have release as the weak nature, and yeah, he is not gonna be good for Sam, basically. Not just because of his ultimate or the nature of his ultimate, the damage from his ultimate is not gonna be enough to actually do or to actually be very useful against the Sam boss. So yeah, there you go, guys. That was everything about Kisame. In my opinion, he was really worth the grind of the last Sam, and I'm really having so much fun with him, using him in my team, BVB, and yeah, I'm gonna show you how he looks like as a main character right now. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I will see you guys on the next.
さあ始めましょうか。残念でした。スイトンアップスイショーハースイトンアップスイショーハースイトンアップスイショーハースイトン対抗弾の術スイトンマックスイショーハー残念でしたスイトン無限の原木に落ちるがいいさあ始めましょうかスイトンマックスイショーハーよし行くぞスイトン対抗弾の術スイトンマックスイショーハー残念でしたスイトンマックスイショーハースイトン水光弾の術スイトンマックスイショーハー逃がそうスイトンマックスイショースイトン水光弾の術残念でしたスイトンマックスイショーハースイトン対抗弾の術スイトンマックスイショーハー残念でしたしてやられさあ始めましょうか 大光弾の術。水遁爆水昇波。残念でした。逃がさねえよ。突破にじんだ。残念でした。大光弾の術。水遁真羅転生。もはや容赦はしない。水遁大光弾の術。水遁真羅転生。暴れ足りませんね。